Good morning. This is Jack and Joe, number one of one moment for favor. Ah, much better. This is Jack and Joe, number one out of who knows how many, because I have issues. Still haven't caffeinated. That is my excuse. I am not responsible for anything I say before coffee, and technically, it's always before coffee. So, hey. It is good to be recording again. I have stopped recording for a long time, and as you may have noticed last night, I needed some liquid courage in order to get back on the proverbial wagon. I am not an alcoholic. That term popped into mind. So I drank a little bit of liquid courage last night, and today I'm drinking a bit of liquid functionality and adulting. Woohoo! I am obsessed with coffee. For reference, is about the size of my head. All right, we bought these steins at IKEA, and I swear by them. This is not brand. Wow. Once again, still haven't caffeinated. No, IKEA is not sponsoring this. With my huge non-existent fan base, they're not sponsoring anything. But their mugs are great. I love them very much. And they help me alive and deal with my darling, precious daughter who's effectively had the terrible twos for the past year, even though she's only a year and 8 months old. So yes, I am obsessed with coffee. Welcome to Jack and Joe, installing Java 101. I am obsessed, and I do grind my own coffee in the morning electrically. I'm not one of those people who goes, "Oh, I must grind it myself. I use the hand grinder, and then I put in the cup." I'm not at that level. Hopefully, I will never be at that level, but who knows? Whew. So I am obsessed with coffee. When I started dating my wife, in fact, I saw that she had instant coffee, and I went, "You're dating me? Garbage." And I literally chucked out her coffee. Now she can't drink instant. In Hebrew, actually, for those of you who don't know, I'm Jewish. In Hebrew, actually, we call it Nescafe, which both translates into instant and miracle because it's a miracle that it's coffee. But eventually I'll get my own background music. Who knows? So yeah, coffee makes me functional. We recently moved into a new building, and I figured, okay, I have good coffee. I drink only the good stuff. It has a high enough caffeine content that legally the person who makes it has to put on how much caffeine is in this, which I think is higher than Red Bull, but I could be wrong. I haven't actually double checked that. And so, sorry, just altering my camera because I'm just doing this all on the fly because I do not have any expensive equipment other than my microphone. Shout out to 80 Dubs who helped me get this, suggested this microphone setup, which is super helpful for me. Yeah. Oh, wow. In case you haven't been able to tell, I might have a little bit of ADHD. Not a huge amount, but because obviously my thoughts are completely collected and I know exactly where I'm going. I do not rant whatsoever, as you saw completely in yesterday's, whatever it is, video. That said, I am obsessed with coffee. I love it very much. I have cut down to one of these a day. I am hoping to find a bigger mug that is still within the realm of drinkable, but we'll get there. So my effectively 2-year-old daughter, she's a handful and a half, and she knows the word coffee, coffee, and that's more or less how she says it. She's my little crotch goblin, and yeah, she's obsessed with coffee. She needs to smell the coffee before you drink it. I've created a monster. I told her that when she grows up, I will teach her all about the finer arts of coffee. But in the meantime, she's just fascinated by it. In fact, sometimes I will let her, if I'm feeling generous, sniff the bag of coffee beans like a horse with a feed bag. She just sort of sticks her face and go. um, I am not a child abuser. I'm not allowing my daughter to have caffeine. I am. I may need to rethink my parenting. Who'd have thunk? But I find it's a learning experience. What are you going to do? Nobody's really ready to be a parent. Everybody thinks they are until you have a kid. And then you go, oh, my parents did all of these crazy things that really fucked me up when I was a kid. I'm never going to do that. Surprise! I will be the reason my kid's in therapy just because I am a very intense personality. In case you haven't noticed, I am a very intense personality. Completely, absolutely nuts. My mama had me checked. That said, when I do have my coffee in the morning, it needs to be super hot. I will send back coffee to restaurant if it's not still boiling. Because I talk a lot, in case you haven't noticed, and by the time I get to my coffee, it is cold. So I'm microwaving my coffee at least 3-4 times a day. Yes, I know it's a microwave. It has all of these delightful radioactive little bits that makes it very dangerous to use it. Ah, fuck off. Nobody wants to hear it. So this is the beginnings of me having my coffee talks in the morning. I am a wee bit out of it, so my apologies. But I do love my coffee. I am going to start prepping conversations, but I figured a short little blurb about me and my coffee was absolutely in order. I'm running out of things to say because I still had caffeinated. And I'm not adding alcohol to that because you saw what happened last night. I think I had triple the amount of alcohol I normally have, and I was in. I don't know what I was, but I was definitely something. So this is just a little quick intro. Installing Java 101, very important for people who don't actually use coffee. I don't understand how you anything function, adult, live. How do people not drink coffee? Like a bunch of our neighbors, I invited them for coffee. Like, oh no, we don't drink coffee. I was like, what do you drink in the morning? We have water. Water? What are you, a peasant? Drink some fucking coffee. And that is today's lesson. Drink your coffee, install your Java, go to your IT guy and say, I'm drinking coffee. I'm installing Java on my personal self. Auf Wiedersehen, and till next coffee.